Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today, I thought it would be fun, since I'm doing some unicorns in the blog tomorrow, that we would do a reading with the unicorn cards. These are the Doreen Virtue Unicorn Oracle cards. Very sweet set, very simple and sweet. We'll try to get a little more depth to them. So think about these three unicorns and which unicorn seems to have a message for you. I'm going to put the timestamps for each unicorn in the lower in the comments, not in the comments, in the description of the video. Unicorn number 1, unicorn number 2, unicorn number 3, and I will see you there. Bye. Hello, those of you who chose unicorn number 1. Let's see what the runes have to say about this. Oh, you know what we should do is we should see what the unicorn has to say about it first. So here we go. It says share. When you share, everybody feels happy. Everyone feels happy. So this is going to be a reading about something that you can share, something that you have to share. So I'm going to move that over here and let's see what the runes can say to expand upon this oracle card reading. Okay. So what I'm doing is, first of all, this is the maple set of runes. Fairly straightforward set in general. I'm going to throw down a central issue. I'm going to throw down what led up to it, what is helping, what isn't helping, and what your next step is going to be. Okay. So, based on the message from the unicorns, which is to share, our central issue is you maybe have discovered something about yourself that was a surprise, but it was something that you realized was always there. This is Pertho. It's the rune of surprises, fate. It's the lot box, basically. It is reversed, and it's on the path line. So generally, I read this as inner surprises about yourself that you've just discovered something about yourself that you didn't know before, maybe, but you would have probably suspected. And in relation to this, it has to do with maybe something that you've found out about yourself that you can share with others, which is exciting. It's like, oh, okay, that's something new. What led up to this? We have Nauthiz. Nauthiz is the rune of need. It's like the need fire. It's the two sticks that you rub together to make fire. Is what it looks like. And it looks like this. You've come through a time of where you've had to really tend your needs, and it's during this that you discovered this thing about yourself that you didn't know before. Now, what helps here in this situation is you're really paying attention to not the din of humanity talking all around you. This is Manaz. It's the rune of humanity. It is reversed and it's on the helping line. So this has to do with marching to your own drummer, basically. It's like, okay, you know what? I know me. I know what I need, and I'm going to have to listen to that and really, really find out what that's about. And so in order to discover more about this and to learn more about this and what you can do with it, you're basically going to want to turn inward for a little bit and really examine that and have a look at it. What doesn't help is represented here by Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey, and Frey is the fertility god. It has to do with active creation. You're going to be tempted to try to make this into something that maybe it isn't. Really, you want to look inside, try to tune out the din of the crowd, and just really explore and examine what this is about you that is new and that you really want to get a good hold on. And trying to wrestle it into the shape of what you want it to be, that's going to defeat the purpose. This is something special that you have now. And what this leads to is we have Othala reversed. That's the homeland rune. Reversed, it tends to do with not only finding inner home, but also letting go of things that no longer serve you. So this new discovery about yourself that you can go ahead and share with the world once you get a good hold on it is something that is really going to rewrite a lot of what you know about yourself and what you know that you need about yourself, what you know you need to take care of yourself. Obviously, we came here from a state of tending your needs, and this is when you discovered this. And then you're going to be like, okay, well, maybe there are things that I was trying to cling to that maybe I didn't need in my life and that I can just let go of. maybe this is where sharing is going to come into, because maybe you got a lot of things you got to get rid of at this point. It's like, all right, I don't need this anymore. Here, everybody have it, share. But I think more this is referring to this new thing about yourself that you've discovered inwardly about who you are, that is going to basically change the way you move forward and allow you to become more giving, because you have less clutter in terms of knowing who you are, but also you're not as afraid of this hidden aspect of yourself that you've discovered that you might have been before. And when you're afraid of something about yourself, you tend to close off and not be as giving, in terms of you're afraid what's going to come out. And you've seen this, and this is the thing that's come out from this internal exploration. And this is actually something that will help you open up and share with the people around you. So that's your reading, unicorn number 1 people. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, unicorn number 2 people. So welcome to your reading. Let's see what the unicorn has to say to you. Best friends. True friends stick together no matter what. So that's lovely. Let's see why we got this information. Let's see why the unicorns wanted to share that with you. I'm going to be using the maple set of runes, and I'm going to start by throwing down a central issue. Oh, interesting. And I'm going to throw down what's going to help. Wow, I totally shuffled these, but we're getting some of the same runes that we got for unicorn number 1, which is quite interesting. What's going to help, what isn't going to help, and what your next step is going to be. It's the dot rune. No, it's basically the blank rune. But the thing about the blank rune in the maple set is there's a dot in the middle, but that's cool. That's because it's a natural branch, very natural maple branch. So your central issue for this, and the reason why it's reminding you that true friends stick together, etc., we have Pertho, and Pertho is the rune of the lot box. It's the rune of surprises and fate and luck, I suppose, but it is upright, and so it's basically some surprise has happened. It's revealed something that was already there, basically, because when a lot box gets spilled out, what's inside was already in there, but now it's spilled out, and now we see what it is. So it's a surprise that has happened. And leading up to this, we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune of Ing. Ing's another name for Frey, who's the fertility god. It has to do with active creation. It looks like you were very much in control of what was going on up until this point, and then suddenly, big surprise, like, oh my gosh, this thing that has happened that is like, oh my gosh, your fate. So, I mean, it's something that you now have on your plate to deal with. So what helps at this point is we have Tivaz. Tivaz is Tyr's rune. Tyr is the warrior god, and this has to do with not only picking up and marching forward, but also with duties and responsibilities. And it is reversed, but it's reversed on the helping line. The way I would read this is basically, 1, lay down your sword. Don't fight this. This is something that you really have to just face. And 2, tend your inner responsibilities. There's things that you have to do to make sure that you are healthy and sane enough to deal with this. Do that. That's actually really going to help. But also, just don't fight this. Like, I know we all go through the stages, and denial is one of them, but it's not a good idea in this case. You really want to just sort of, okay, we're going to accept this as the thing that has happened, and we're going to move forward with that. We're going to tend our inner responsibilities to take care of ourselves inwardly while we deal with this. What isn't going to help is this was a shock, even though it's something that once it's revealed, you realize it was always there. But it's a big surprise, and it's suddenly like, well, if that happened, if that's a surprise, but was already there, what else is there that I don't know about that might happen, that might surprise me and might shock me? So if that starts to be the case, just, you know what, if that happens, if just on the off chance that this worry actually does happen and more things reveal themselves that I didn't expect, just bring yourself back to this. It's like, no, you know what, I'm not going to fight it. This is something that is. So I'm going to basically lay down my sword. I'm going to accept this, and we're going to deal with this. First, starting with, I'm going to deal with this by dealing with my inner my inner emotions, my inner, tending my inner needs, my taking dealing with the responsibilities that I have to myself. And this will actually lead to what's going to be a big challenge. We have Thurizaz. Thurizaz is the rune of challenge. It's the rune of the gateway. It's the thorn. It's the giant. It's the big scary thing that you're going to have to face. So what I think this is all about is this reminder here that you don't have to do this alone. You have had a big shock, and you're accepting it, and this is okay, but you do have to face it, and it is something you're going to be confronting. You will be able to confront that better if you have friends. Well, obviously your friends are going to help you, because your friends will help you. You have friends. You totally have friends, even if it's family, even if it's just people, the casual friends. There's somebody that you have that you can sort of just turn to, even if it's just for emotional support. But this is what's going to help you get over this challenge. And I know that you will, because it's a unicorn. So good luck. That is your reading, unicorn number 2, people. I wish you a wonderful day or evening. Take care. Bye. Hello, unicorn number 3, people. So let's get right to it. What does this unicorn have to tell you? One step at a time. Lots of little steps make big dreams come true. So that's lovely. That's a lovely message. I almost don't have to do anything else for that, but I do have to do something for it, because it would be a very short video otherwise. So I'm going to be using the Maple Rune set. I'm going to start by throwing down what the central issue is and why this message has come through from the unicorns. And then I am going to draw a rune to show what led up to this and what will help. And what will not help. And what your next step on the path line is going to be. Oh my gosh. Okay, again, I did shuffle these. I'm seeing some of the same runes that I got in a previous reading, but that's fine. That's all good. So I'm really, with this, I expected to see Ivaz, because Ivaz is the rune of patience and slow growth. But maybe Ivaz didn't have to show up, because we got this, and that's basically the same story. So one step at a time. So your central issue here is represented by Tivaz. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god. It is upright, and it's on the path line. So it looks like you have a mission. You have a charge to move forward and do this, and there's a lot involved. There's a lot of responsibility involved. There's a lot of duty to this. It's something that you are basically marching forward and taking care of. What led up to this was an exchange, an agreement, decision. This is Gabo. It's the rune of the gift. The gift is always an exchange. So you don't just give something. You give and you also get something back in the exchange. It has to do sometimes with one-on-one relationships. So basically there was a moment where you received this quest. So here you go, quest. Here you are on the quest. What helps is represented by the blank rune. Now the blank rune is a relatively recent addition to the Elder Futhark. Years ago I was teaching a class, and somebody said they thought that was just in there in case you lost one. And we laughed, and we thought that was great, and I think it's great. But we generally can also use the blank rune for to represent things like the unknown and access to the divine, tapping into the divine. Your divine may vary, whatever your divine is. So what will help you at this point when you're marching forward is be open to anything. Just, it's a blank page. This is new ground for you. Be open and sort of be accepting in general of what's coming in, and this is part of your quest, and this is part of what you're dealing with when you're moving forward through it. Just it's almost like, when you sort of defocus so you can see more. That's sort of what this is. Sort of like, okay, everything that comes in at me at this point is part of this quest. So I'm not going to argue about any of these things. These things are coming in, they are part of the quest, so I'm accepting them, sort of just to be open to that. Also, because this does, in the upper line, have to do with what's helping you, accessing your version of the divine definitely can help you as well. But basically be open to the unknown, be open to new things, new ground, new experiences. What doesn't help is represented here by Isa. Isa is the rune of ice, stand still. basically not moving. So you definitely do want to keep moving forward with this, and that's what this is saying, lots of little steps. So one step at a time, just keep moving forward. Don't let it freeze you. The sudden immobilization from having too much new coming in. It's going to be a lot of new, but if you decide that you're going to take in and enjoy and be open to the new instead of just freezing, that's going to help you a lot more than freezing, because it'll take a lot longer if you freeze. Now you are moving towards, and this is funny because this was actually the final rune in the previous spread as well, but slightly different here. You are going towards sort of like a boss fight. This is Thurizaz. It's the rune of challenges. It's the thorns. It's the giant. So you are moving forward to this, but it's all of these things. But you have a sword, so you are equipped. It's a really hard challenge though, because it is reversed, and it's going to feel almost insurmountable, which is why the unicorns came through with this advice. One step at a time. Just take it one step at a time. Keep moving forward. Be open, and you will get through this challenge. I know it, and the unicorns know it. So be confident. This is a good thing. So that is your reading. I wish you a lovely day, evening, or weekend, or whatever it is. And take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.